Hello, I'm Michael Tucker, a member of your CSA Board of Directors, co-chair of our Strategic Planning Committee, and above all, a proud Sea Pines resident. Over the next few minutes, Brett Martin, CSA's president and my co-chair on the Strategic Planning Committee, and I will be taking you through a brief overview of the proposed strategic plan our committee is recommending. While the committee has completed its work, it's now time to bring the recommended plan to you, the property owners, for your input. Our committee needs to know we've created a plan that addresses the issues you've raised before we take the plan to the CSA board for their approval. After we've looked at the overview version, Brett will tell you how to view the full version of the plan, which includes our proposed tactics. He'll then explain how you can provide us feedback and what will happen after we've received that feedback. But for now, let's quickly review our current strategic plan. In 2015, CSA's Board of Directors began executing the first conceptual strategic plan the organization had approved in many years. Over the past 3.5 years, we've made significant progress in meeting the objectives of that original plan. Let's take a look at these 3 new goals. First, we now have and we've developed and maintained a 5- and 7-year long-range business plan to anticipate current and future needs. We've established and implemented a financial emergency reserve policy to help protect us against the unknown. We've identified our major stormwater deficiencies and are implementing an ongoing lagoon and stormwater maintenance program to help protect and improve the natural waterways of Sea Pines. When Matthew and Irma came calling, all of us benefited from our newly developed hurricane emergency plan. Via a survey, property owners provided us guidelines so we could develop a landscape plan to maintain and enhance the beauty and visual appeal of our community. And lastly, after some 15 years of engineering studies trying to improve our Greenwood Gate entrance, property owners completed a gate traffic survey that specifically identified their concerns at this entrance. And with the recent purchase of the Gallery of Shops, we're now able to develop a comprehensive solution to this problem. While much has been accomplished to date, we now have to turn our attention to the future if we're to make our community better. So let's take a look at where we are and how we got here. Through surveys, emails, workshops, meetings, and direct conversations with over 2,600 property owners, our Strategic Planning Committee has worked long and hard assessing what you believe are Sea Pines' future needs. You wanted gate configuration and traffic improvements. You wanted landscape and maintenance improvements, stormwater system upgrades, roadway infrastructure improvements, and you wanted us to maintain proper safety and security for all property owners. Well, today, we're presenting the updated strategic plan and asking you to validate that we've listened and addressed your requested needs. The 2018 version of the plan provides recommendations for our future, a strategic plan that puts us on a path to greatness and one that keeps our mission and vision bright. We have what we believe is a smart plan developed by a constant dialogue with you, the Sea Pines community. Our new plan has 3 goals, each focusing more on the needs than on the wants of the community. Many of our Sea Pines needs are centered on less flamboyant items such as pipes, drains, trees, and streets. But collectively, they all provide for a better community now and for the future. Goal number 1 is to develop an inclusive form of governance that equally reflects community contributions, financial and otherwise. Our first strategy is to provide and seek timely and accurate community-wide information on a regular basis. Secondly, we plan to maintain the strategic plan as a means to monitor our current status and prepare for any required future changes. And thirdly, we want to develop qualified and diverse community leaders by educating and exposing them to our governance model. So now let's look at goal number 2 and its supporting strategies. Our second goal is to protect, maintain, and enhance the Sea Pines' quality of life. First, we want to improve gate traffic and accessibility capabilities. Second, we want to develop and maintain a planned system of stormwater infrastructure while providing a well-controlled, environmentally sound habitat for wildlife. Our third strategy is to refurbish and upgrade the overall appearance and condition of Sea Pines. Next, we need to create consistent maintenance standards for improving community appearance and future appeal. Strategy number 5 is to add new leisure trails while we enhance the safety and enjoyment of those that are existing. Our sixth strategy is to create opportunities for bringing property owners together at community events. Next, we want to preserve and enhance all the natural amenities of sea pines. We also want to create an environment for the success of all organizations within our community. Strategy number 9 is to develop the forest preserve into a must-see experience. And lastly, we want to explore and evaluate the needs for additional sea pines amenities. So finally, let's take a look at goal number 3 and its supporting strategies. Our third goal is to assure that CSA has the financial capacity to protect, maintain, and enhance our assets while expected community services are being provided. To accomplish this, we need to continually maintain and monitor our emergency reserve fund. We need to continually develop and update an annual 5-year financial strategic business plan. And perhaps our most important strategy is to continually evaluate our sources for increasing revenues. After looking at what you told us was needed and examining our sources of existing revenue, the CSA board realized we must increase funding from all of our existing sources. The board also believes we'll need to secure alternative sources of revenue as well if we are to keep sea pines from becoming just another aging community. In order to meet the financial needs of this plan, we'll be requesting a referendum be held later this year to increase assessments from all our sea pines property owners. This will include our commercial property owners, the owners of the Sea Pines Resort, and our residential property owners too. Also in the referendum will be a real estate transfer fee that, despite what others have suggested, will apply to all sales of any commercial, residential, or resort property. If you approve the referendum increasing these funding sources, the CSA board will take the necessary actions on the most critical issues you've identified for our community. Now, many of these critical issues, such as our stormwater problems, will need to be done over many, many years. Others, like improvements to the Greenwood Gate, traffic concerns, and more attractive entrances, are being planned to be completed within the next 2 years. Folks, we all know that sea pines is showing its age. We also know that the longer we delay repairs and replacements to our own homes, the more expensive it is to fix them up. And the same is true for a community as well. If we are to remain a viable destination for the next generation of homeowners, we cannot continue kicking this can down the road. We need to begin this critical work now. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding of where we are and what needs to happen if we're to address the current and future needs of sea pines. Let me now turn it over to Brett Martin, my co-chair of the Strategic Planning Committee, who's going to explain where we go from here. Brett?
Thank you, Michael. Hello, I'm Brett Martin, your CSA president since 2014. Over my last 4 years with CSA, I've seen and learned a lot about our community. I've been a residential property owner in sea pines since 2012, but being involved daily with sea pines for the past 4 years, I've come to realize where we are and where I think you want us to be. Over the many years that CSA has been in existence, some critical areas to the continued success of sea pines have not been addressed, at least at a level suitable to the stature of our community. We believe we are past due in addressing our challenges, and that not presenting you with the opportunity to hear about them and address them with us would be a disservice to this great community that we have enjoyed and invested in. Your feedback on this proposed plan is vital to ensure we are on the right path for our future and that we are addressing the needs of our Sea Pines community together. Today, we're asking for your validation that we've listened to your suggestions and should address them as outlined in this plan going forward. We ask that you review the plan, which is available on our website at www.seapinesliving.com/strategic plan. We ask that you provide us with your feedback on the proposed plan via our comment collector that you can also access via our website. We will have a 2-week open comment period for your feedback. Following the comment collection period, we will provide your feedback to the CSA board and the Strategic Plan Committee so they may consider your feedback for any revisions to the strategic plan. We'll be coming back to you to cover the specifics of your feedback and future recommendations for the plan. The CSA board will then vote on the new plan at a special meeting later this summer, which will be open to property owners. Once that meeting date is set, we will communicate it to you as soon as possible. Before closing, Michael and I would like to thank our committee for their efforts in bringing this recommended strategic plan forward. We'd like to thank you, the property owners, for your continued support and look forward to your feedback on the proposed strategic plan.